Alright guys, we're doing another reaction. We are reacting to another video. This is the true, what was the title? How Chinese color theory changed my art forever. The truth. So this is the video we're gonna be reacting to. We're gonna see pretty much how Chinese do color theory, I guess, and because they might have a different way of doing it than us. And I'm not gonna lie, I have seen a bit of this video before. I haven't fully watched the video, so I don't remember much of it. And I watched it a while back, a couple of days ago, and I just didn't really watch it fully. Like I wasn't paying fully attention to it. So it's gonna be a bit of a reaction that I will kind of remember what I seen at a bit of it, but it pretty much is a good video from the a bit. I've never watched the whole entire 8-minute video, but we're doing a little reaction again. Also, if you guys didn't know, I'm gonna probably upload another video either this week or next week. I don't know. It's taking a while because it's taking a while to do the drawing because I'm kind of cooking like low-key with it, so I'm taking my time with it. But yeah, that's gonna happen. Also, thank you guys for all the support in my last couple of videos. Let's get straight into the reaction.
The truth is that all these things we've been taught about complementary colors and analogous palettes are probably harming us more than they are helping us. Because after meticulously studying from the Chinese YouTuber Bilibili, I've discovered that Chinese artists tend to approach color theory in a completely different way. So just stay with me until the end of this video and you'll learn knowledge that I'm pretty confident you'll struggle to find elsewhere on YouTube. So first up, let's talk about an important art concept you've probably never heard before, qiyun, which describes the energy or vibe of colors, but not in a hippie way. While Western artists often obsess over perfect hue matches, Chinese artists tend to care more about capturing the mood and emotion of their subjects, using saturation and brightness. But what does that actually mean in practice? Well, instead of trying to decide if blue and orange are complementary enough, Chinese artists ask the most important question of all. What feeling do I want my viewers to feel when looking at my art? They then pick colors accordingly, not just based on hue, contrary to what we've mostly been taught. Instead, they mostly base it on saturation, which matters much more to the mood of a scene than you might expect. For example, think about pastels. You've likely noticed how soft pastel colors often feel calm, comforting, and serene. But have you ever wondered why? It's because lower saturation and higher brightness.
Bro, these like Chinese artists cook so hard, bro. Like look at that background in the left one.
Soothe the viewer. Conversely, colors with high saturation and a lower brightness often feel more powerful, more intense.
Bro, the bizzle kind of cooking, bro.
Often signal drama or tension. This makes sense to our monkey brains because we would rarely ever see such saturated colors out in nature, unless it was something important, like a ripe fruit or blood. Our brains would stay more alert because of that. And here's the part
That's kind of interesting to know, Loki.
People miss. Saturation doesn't just change how bright something feels, it changes how much attention it demands. The human eye is wired to seek out the most saturated point in any composition. So even if your overall scene is perfectly composed, a single overly saturated
This is so
spot
sick, bro.
can hijack the viewer's focus entirely. That's why masters use saturation sparingly as a form of a visual hierarchy. They let the calm, muted areas do the heavy lifting, then place one or two areas of a richer color exactly where your eyes want to land. Meaning to apply this to your own artworks, you can just throw away all the concepts you've been taught about complementary colors and analogous palettes to build visual intrigue. So rather than strictly sticking to color wheels, ask yourself, is this scene calm or intense? Should it feel gentle or energetic? And adjust the saturation and brightness first, instead of playing into the Western cliche of red for danger and blue for calm. Then watch your work instantly level
Oh
up
my
in emotional
god,
impact.
bro.
But
It looks so
let's
sick.
keep going deeper, because the next layer of this concept reveals another hidden gem of Chinese color theory, which is 随类赋彩. This is a game changer because it completely ignores rigid color theory rules in favor of storytelling and emotional authenticity. The direct translation doesn't do it justice, so I'll explain what it would involve. Imagine painting a serene river scene in a quiet countryside. Some Western trained artists might default to complementary blues and greens, creating something technically correct. But Chinese artists might do things a bit differently, using whites for the river and choosing softer, muted greens, creating a more empty and airy feeling to the painting, which immerses the viewer. So instead of thinking of coloring objects in a simplified way of tree, okay, green, water, okay, blue, you can try thinking of what should the water feel like in this scene? And this can often mean that you don't even choose blue as the color for the water. So the general idea of Suile Futai.
That's kind of sick. That gives you so much more power. Like, makes it kind of, I guess, easier in some way because you're not stressing about it too much, and it kind of gives you a more open, like, mindset to just try different stuff.
Colors should be assigned based on the nature of the subject, not just a visual balance. This is why you would often see rivers painted in earthy grays rather than the textbook blue, or skin tones built with muted pinks and grays rather than the high saturation peach. So next time you paint, instead of picking colors based purely on harmony, think, what story or emotion am I trying to show? The result might surprise you. Because the goal isn't accuracy anymore. The simple trick to this is to remove color from your reference entirely. Yup, we're removing the color to paint color. Let me explain. We'll convert it to black and white, then reimagine the colors from scratch based on emotion rather than what you see. Ask yourself, what temperature fits this emotion? What saturation level supports it? When you start thinking that way, you're not copying the world anymore, you're reinterpreting it. That's the heart of Suile Futai, using color not as description, but as expression. Now, this last concept is where the real mastery comes in, because what most people think of as gray doesn't actually exist in real life. Every gray takes on the qualities of the light and color around it. This means the same gray can appear warm in one context and cold in another. You've probably seen this with various famous examples, such as this one, where the background of the gray makes it look slightly orange or blue, even though it's actually the same gray. It's not
That's
just
kind
about
of
picking
crazy.
the right color. It's about letting
I
the color react
I actually didn't even know that.
to its environment. This is yet another reason why all these realistic and artistic portraits by Chinese artists have a distinct type of just style about them. The colors are simply based on a different concept and objective. Instead of trying to push colors into the portrait like you normally would, choosing orange for something that's orange, or blue for something that's blue, the masters will often utilize this concept of hui se xi to instead use grays to represent a certain color. This way, you're able to have a more harmonious color scheme, since the colors are closer together. Think muted lavender in shadow, or softer peach in skin tones. So how can you actually apply this to your own work? Start by thinking in temperature, not hue. When you look at a subject, don't ask, what color is this? Instead ask, is this area warm or cool? Then pick a desaturated color that fits that temperature.
That's actually a good
You'll
idea,
notice that
Loki.
your colors start to react to each other more naturally instead of clashing. Next, stop using neutral gray straight from your palette. Mix your grays from the colors already in the scene. If your painting has a lot of warm tones, let some of that warmth bleed it into your shadows and backgrounds. That shared pigment makes everything feel like it exists under the same light source. You can also use colored grays to control how saturated your painting feels. A painting where every color is bright and intense quickly feels chaotic, but when you surround those vivid areas with subtle colored grays, your eyes finally has space to rest. The saturated spots suddenly feel richer and more powerful without you touching their brightness. But if you want to actually try to incorporate some of the teachings of Chinese artists, then be sure to check out this video here and check out the description for my brushes. Don't forget to like and
Check out, boys. Also,
subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. The truth
oh,
is
I
that
can start it again. Bro, that was a sick video. We got a lot of things that we should like. You wouldn't think about, like, radically speaking, when you color, you just think about, oh, which color kind of looks nice, or like which color kind of matches with that other color. But his method is kind of interesting with like finding different temperatures and depending on which like piece you're doing, that like have a different, like, if this place is in real life, if this place existed in real life, what kind of how warm it would feel and stuff like that, and then adding that as the color, I think it's kind of interesting. It's kind of an interesting way of thinking about it, and I think it's kind of cool. Right, thank you guys for watching the reaction. Also, let me move my webcam a bit. If you guys want to, you can subscribe to him. I'm gonna have him in the description of the video and everything like that, so you guys can check his channel out and check your video for yourself. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, I really enjoyed the reaction. I think this video is really good. Explaining a different way of color theory that I have never thought about before, or like heard about people talking about before. So it's kind of an interesting topic that I've never really thought about. So it's kind of cool to figure out a different method than the typical one that everybody else uses in the industry. It's kind of interesting to figure out a different method from someone else in some other region that we never really hear much about. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, check out the video. Bye bye.